Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the final chapter of the book of 1 Samuel. So we are completing the book of 1 Samuel today. It is chapter 31. Saul takes his life. Isn't that just tragic? Here's an interesting tidbit about Saul. Saul, if you note, is from Jabesh Gibeah. That is the town, because remember, he's from the tribe of Benjamin. That is the town in the tribe of Benjamin where they came through and slaughtered everybody in that town except the virgin women, who they then gave in marriage to the Benjaminites who had been hiding in the hill country, all because they didn't want to give up the people who had committed this atrocity of raping someone to death after trying to, gang rape a, male visitor to the town. Because the tribe didn't want to give up the bad actors, all of Israel went to a civil war. And then they decided they couldn't wipe out the whole tribe. But they came in and wiped out everybody who was in this tribe except the virgin women, because they didn't show up for a meeting. Because that was the declaration. You either show up for this or you get wiped out because of the war that they were supposed to go through with the Benjaminites. So this was after they wiped out so many people. Then they went through and they wiped out some more. But then they took all the virgin women there and then gave them to Benjaminite men to, be wives to, except that there was only 400 of them. So it's the same tribe. That is where Saul is from. Saul is from one of those men who were hiding up in that hill country that had to come down, who was full-blooded Benjaminite, because those ones in Gibeah, Jabesh, that they were. But there were 200 Ephraimite women, and we had the first cross-tribe crossover really happening there in force, in mass, if you will. Feels appropriate to give you these facts about Saul, because, right now, if you were to go there, this place is a ruin. Where Saul is from is a ruin now. Saul takes his life. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the Israelites fled before them, and many fell slain on Mount Gilboa. Gilboa. The Philistines pressed hard after Saul and his sons, and they killed his sons Jonathan, Abinadab, Abinadab, and Malchishua, Malki-Shua. The fighting grew fierce around Saul, and when the archers overtook him, they wounded him critically. Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and run me through, or these uncircumcised fellows will come and run me through and abuse me." But his armor-bearer was terrified and would not do it. So Saul took his own sword and fell on it. When the armor-bearer saw Saul was dead, he too fell on his sword and died with him. So Saul and his 3 sons and his armor-bearer and all his men died together that same day. Because remember, he had a personal bodyguard sort of contingency going on there. When the Israelites along the valley and those across the Jordan saw that the Israelite army had fled and that Saul and his sons had died, they abandoned their towns and fled. And the Philistines came and occupied them. The next day, when the Philistines came to strip the dead, they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. They cut off his head and stripped off his armor, and they sent messengers throughout the land of the Philistines to proclaim the news in the temple of their idols and among their people. They put his armor in the temple of Ashtaroths. So according to a grimorum, that's a demon that likes to occupy a particular part of the world. But it's also part of the pantheon. The temple of Ashtaroth, and fastened his body to the wall of Beth-shan. When the people of Jabesh Gilead heard of what the Philistines had done to Saul, all their valiant men journeyed through the night to Beth-shan. They took down the bodies of Saul and his sons from the wall of Beth-shan and went to Jabesh, where they burned them. Then they took their bones and buried them under a tamarisk tree at Jabesh, and they fasted 7 days. And that concludes both the life and, of course, then the reign of Israel's first king, King Saul. And in our next video, we'll be starting a new book, 2 Samuel. So until then, friends.